that aside, when a woman does meet a guy that does not fit those requirements, which happens so often.
Of course.
Okay, she's weak. She's
Well,
weak.
who does meet those requirements?
No, that doesn't. Look, I go for very young men. Okay, for years, I've been going for like seriously young.
How young are we talking?
19, 20.
And you're 45?
Yeah. I'm 45 in August. Watch it.
45 in August.
Holding on to that 44 for dear life.
Hey, you take it, girl.
Wait,
Okay,
hold on. There's type, okay? There's what we like, which is young. I like young, beautiful men. You know, I like the stallions.
Yep.
And I went for an old Shire horse, you know? It's like swapped immediately. Yep. That's what the power of game. But going back to your question, which is talking about this patheticness, almost like behind the scenes.
With women, yeah.
Oh my God. So this woman put on Twitter, it was so funny. She was a tarot card reader. And she said, I've got this incredible power. I can read anyone's future. And every woman that comes to me, successful business women, the first thing they want to know is, when will he call? She goes, I'm not getting it from men. When will she call? Every woman, when is he going to call? That's all they give a shit.
As in a specific man?
They do
or
magic
when's her
spells.
man going to come? Like
both. So a lot of them are just like, when am I going to meet a man? When am I going to meet a man?
Yep.
But when they like a guy, honestly, when I'm with my friends, we like Columbo, you know, looking through their social media and stuff. And I was like, do you think they're really doing this about us? It's like, no, we're like Sherlock Holmes, you know, going through all their
the detective work that some women will go through is serious. Yeah, it's actually serious, yeah.
And only men do that when they fall in love with a woman. They want to know everything, who she's speaking to. And you know something, women get, you know, when a woman really likes a guy, it's when those photographs get more and more sexual and more desperate. They're trying to get that guy's attention. I made that mistake.
As in online that she posts?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They're trying to get someone's attention. It's somebody that they like.
See, I thought it were.
You have no idea.
But here's the thing, though.
Oh my God! Stories they put the stories up. My friend, she put stories up. It's like he didn't see the story and putting up again.
Oh, I definitely know that. I guess when we were saying like posting, I was thinking like posts on their grid, like on the feed.
Yeah,
like,
but
I've seen girls post more risque stuff when they've just come out of a relationship.
But how do you not know that it's because they're trying to say to their ex, "Look what you're missing here,"
or just trying to attract someone else?
Yeah, but it could be a particular person.
Yeah.
I know I've made that mistake when a guy's gone a bit quiet on me. I'm like, right, let's ramp it up now.
Did it work?
No, of course not. Because when a man is not interested in a woman, it's done. It's done. I keep saying to women, if he knows you're hot, it doesn't mean anything to him. Okay, he's banged you. That's it. It's done. He thinks you're hot. You're going to put another picture up there going, you see what you're missing. Come back to me. It's like, no, because there's the next girl who's going to look like
Shall I tell you what? Actually, no, I disagree with that. I'll say here. I think if, for example, he sees her as a sexual option, her putting up a photo where she's looking great and he hasn't seen her, whatever, might make him go, ooh, yeah, let me entertain that again. Even if it's for like a few times. Yeah,
okay, yes, 100%. And that's happened with me.
Not necessarily in the best way.
But it can't go on.
It's not the right kind of attention.
No, I meant it can't go on. There's a point when a man, he's banged to that set. If she's not going to L-close him, then forget it. Those pictures, all that is just going to
what's wear thin. L-close for us who don't know?
Make him fall in love with her.
Yeah.
So she's got to work on that. And the more you put up sexy pictures, and I do it too, even at my age, more you put up sexy pictures and stuff like that, trying to get into that man. You're not getting into that man's head. You're just extending the lust.
Yes.
And that's going to fade.
Yeah.
It's going to fade until the next girl comes. He's found something better, younger, older, whatever it is he's looking for.
Yeah.
So
what do you think is one thing that men misunderstand about women and something that women misunderstand about men?
Oh, it goes back to, I think, the desire and love. And I'm sorry to sound like an echo, but it's really, really important. You know, female attraction in the beginning stages is very multi-layered. With men, it's very basic. Yeah. I'm not talking about what a man... Now, what a man's looking for in a relationship is very, very complicated. So, for instance, I say to my female friends, be careful. Even if he falls in love with you, he might just not want to be with you because you're not the right girl. Men are much more methodical in that way. A lot
more logical that way. Yeah. It's very true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Women are stupid with desire. It's just like, I just want him. I don't care. I don't want anyone else. And women get icks more than men. This is the problem. So when they... An ick.
Yeah, no, as in when you said it's a problem.
So when a woman really likes a guy, a man can really like a woman and desire her and desire hundreds of other women too. There might be a hierarchy in that, but he can. Women, not so easy.
Yeah.
When they like the guy, everyone else is like, they go on dates with other guys trying to get over him, whatever, and they're just like, gives me the ick. It's because she still likes this guy. She's still...
yes. She will look for reasons to disqualify other men when she's really invested in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
I think women get one-itis more than men, for sure. Men do get obsessed with women.
I think the level of his predisposition for one-itis is directly correlated to how desirable he is as a man.
Say that again.
So, let me put it a different way. He's more likely to get one-itis the less options he has. If you have a man who has a lot of options, if he's quite desirable,
of course, that's
not saying he can't, but I think he's less likely to, especially early on. Especially when it comes to
I think that makes sense on paper. I think in reality, a man with more options, there's more distractions. He's busier, he's seeing other women, but he can fall under the spell of one-itis.
100%. I think everyone can, for sure.
Yeah, but he's more distracted. And I don't think it's just the options thing, but I think it's the distractions more. Like, he doesn't give the girl time to get one-itis. So a guy is not going to get a one-itis over a girl after the first date, usually. It takes a few... Again, usually the one-itis is a bit like, it's the borderline love that the man's going through.
Yes, I agree.
You see?
I agree. You know how
we agree on quite a lot. I like this.
Yeah,
this is good.
I know you said that it's harder for men to fall in love.
Yeah, but when they do it, they fall in love hard.
For sure.
They get more heartbroken than women. Much more. A lot of broken hearts out there are men, not women.
I agree.
Women have the ego problem. A lot of people say men have like, they've got these kind of like burst egos. There's a lot of women out there who hate guys who have ghosted them, picked someone else, and they didn't even love that guy. They did not even love him.
Yeah, I think social media has exacerbated that a lot, to be fair, because, you can get attention as a woman. Like, in all seriousness, if you're a woman, you just pose half naked, you're going to get attention, regardless
from famous
of how
guys.
attractive. Yeah.
See, that never happened before.
Yeah.
If you look like in the 90s when I was growing up, if you wanted to get attention from a famous guy, and I did, by the way, in the 90s, but, I was a very good looking girl back then, and I was going to the top nightclubs. So you had to go, be in those environments, be beautiful in real life.
Yeah.
Now, some girl from like Stevenage, who's a 4 but looks like a 9 on her pictures, can get someone,
photos,
whether it's someone from Love Island or someone more famous than that, slide into DMs, and they've got this huge ego. So then they go talk to the average guy in the street, or someone speaks to him. It's like, I got Leonardo DiCaprio in my DMs. And it's like, are you sure? Look at you.
It's so true.
The reality is completely screwed.
But this is why, because obviously I work with women, right? And this is why I say you have to be able to tell the difference between romantic intention and just sexual attention. Because I think a lot of the time, a lot of women think, okay, well, if he'll sleep with me, then he's open to a relationship with me. And that's not even remotely the case.
It can happen. It
can, but that's not a metric.
Well, I was married. I'm divorced now, but I was with him for a long time, and we did sleep with each other on the first night. It does happen.
Yeah. I wasn't saying necessarily sleep on the first night. So what I mean is, because we know when guys are just looking for sex, they will lower their standards with women, right? So a guy, if we're using numerical values, a guy who's like an 8 or 9, he'll sleep with a girl who's a 6 because she makes it easy.
Yeah.
But if she's had that experience with 3, 4, 5 different guys who are 8s, 9s, and 10s, she's going to be like, oh, that's my standard, right? But obviously it doesn't happen. How do you think, what are the ways in which men kind of maybe get the attention of women who maybe they wouldn't normally get for a relationship?
How do men get the attention from women
that they wouldn't normally get? So what I mean is, women can use sex to get access for men who essentially are kind of not in their league, right?
Yeah.
So what do men use to get access to women who maybe aren't in his league?
Oh, so how does an average looking 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 man get like a 9 interest in them? Oh, now this is like what I specialize in. It goes from everything from, have you got 5 hours to spare? It's like,
give us
everything from the approach to the body language to, look, first of all, the guys out there who are not in the top 3% or they're not a 9 in the 10, yes, it's more difficult. This is the thing. Men have got to stop bitching about this. Just like women my age have to shut the fuck up about being, sorry, am I allowed to swear?
You're allowed to swear. Go for it. This is an adult episode.
X-rated. So yeah, this is very, very important. People have to emotionally detach themselves from this whole process. You know, pitting themselves. Oh, I'm old now. I wasn't what I was before. Oh, I'm 5'5". He's 6'1". What chance do I have? Shut the fuck up. This is the cards you've been dealt. Now, what can we do? Yep. Let's be sensible. Let's be positive. Let's be proactive. Okay. What's the game plan here? Yep. So that's the first thing. Men have got, this is growing now. Yes, it's true. Women, the 9 and the 10 is going to do better. The 22-year-old version of Kezia Noble is going to do better than the 45-year-old version. So I've got to do other things. Right. So personal level, I have to be much more intelligent than her. I have to be much more sexy rather than pretty. I have to play mind games. I have to do a lot more stuff than the 22-year-old Kezia. That's work. Fine. That's it. Yeah. And I say the same thing to like a guy who's like 5'4", whatever his hang up is, and say, doesn't matter. You're just gonna have to work harder than him. Either you quit or we work hard and we find a way to do this. But the first thing you have to do is become almost reptilian and emotionally detach yourself from the situation,
process.
from the process.
From the process, not the everything, person, the process. Yeah.
Yes, sorry. That's what I meant.
Yeah, 100%. If you're loving this episode and these kinds of conversations, then I want to give you something. We recently launched the Kits Angels community. This is a sisterhood for women who are tired of what the dating scene has given them and are ready to take their love lives to the next level. It's a space for you as a woman to not be alone in your journey to love, where we learn, talk, and share our experiences as part of a strong sisterhood, with some leadership and guidance from yours truly, of course. Not to mention never before seen videos from me on how I've led dozens of women to meeting great men. And so as a thank you for watching this episode, I'm giving you a month's membership completely complimentary on me. Just click the Kits Angels link below, and when you join the group, message me the code phrase Angels Podcast and I will pay for your membership. Now back to the episode.
And if you look at two people playing chess, you can have one person is better technically than the other, but if the one who's technically better is getting stressed and he's getting triggered, he's lost. He can't think clearly. You've got to think very rationally, very clearly, and blame everything on yourself. Everything. Every relationship that goes wrong for me, I blame myself. I say, what could I have done? So even if the guy did something really bad to me, let's say he slept with another woman. Let's say he did that. Was it bad? Yeah, it was bad. Not very nice. But why didn't I spot a red flag? How can next time I do better? You've got to reflect, and then I put it in an order. You've got to reflect, correct, move on. Reflect, correct, move on.
100%.
And you've got to approach everything as a game. This is the next thing. So, for instance, I learned this years ago. I am very bad at learning languages. Probably the worst person on the planet to learn languages.
Okay.
Then my father can learn a language in a month. He's got that kind of brain. He's like a genius. He can't follow a film. Doesn't know what's going on in like anything.
Right.
But he does these cryptic crosswords, and he's got that kind of brain, that cryptic kind of way of thinking. So I said to him, come on, what's the secret, Dad? Tell me, how do I learn a new language? And he's like, I approach learning a new language as like solving a riddle. It's like a new game. It's like you're learning, you're putting together a jigsaw puzzle. And he said, you are coming into it from a negative place. And I was like, no, it's like, I'm really determined. And he's like, no, that's negative. Because I'm going to learn this new language no matter what. And it's putting pressure, and it's coming from an angry, negative place, even though it sounds very like, oh, you sound very determined to do this and you sound very sure of yourself. It's not, it's coming from frustration. So that's what men and women have to watch, is when you approach a woman, don't start coming from that low level vibration. And I'm not getting woo-woo here.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree.
You know, when you go out and you're feeling good and it's like everyone starts looking at you, you look like shit, and everyone's looking at you and smiling, and opportunities are everywhere. You think, because you're, anyway, I don't want to get too woo-woo, but we can talk about the 3 levels of game later. That goes into really deep stuff.
Okay.
So when a guy approaches a woman, he needs to go in there as, okay, let's have some fun. let's see what we can do here. And what can I learn from it? Okay. And if she says, for instance, I give this to my students, you go up to two women and they say to you, sorry, we're just having a chat. We don't want to speak to anybody. You go up to her in a bar. Now, you've got a few options here of how to react. First one is what most guys do, which is sort of apologize, go, sorry, and they walk off, okay, with their tail between their leg. The second guy will be passive aggressive, like, look at you anyway. Lucky I spoke to you, that kind of attitude. And the third guy, the clever guy, will capitalize on it, on that, turn that negative into a positive. And I always say to them, if they say that to you, just say to the woman, no problem. I just wanted to say, I think you're absolutely beautiful. Have a wonderful evening, and walk off. But you have to do it with like regal-like confidence, because that's you showing her, this is what you're missing, you silly cow. You know, this is it. Say goodbye. And then you go, you don't even look back, and you go talk to other people, and she sees you being this sociable person. And guys do not react that way. Like I just told him to go, not in a rude way, but I just kind of gave him like, you know, the heave ho, and he responded that way. And we found with our students that 80% of the time, the woman will find a way to either say to him, look, I'm sorry, I was just talking to my friend then, or that she'll smile at him, like giving him like the green light to come back. But the worst case scenario is like she doesn't say anything, but he's still got his, he's still got that energy that he's carrying with him. He's still confident. He's ultimately got his pride.
100%. Ultimately, it's about taking it, just saying it's not personal. In a sense of, okay, even if she's rejecting me because she doesn't like me, or I'm not the kind of guy, just go, she's rejecting because of her, not because of me, because that's what actually helps you keep that confidence in terms of, okay, cool. So just because, you know, you make this approach and didn't go the way you wanted, that doesn't mean that you're not still the person who's confident enough to go and do X, Y, and Z.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing